hola mi gente, Marcucci here again with another video, and today we're going to be doing our monthly Ondo recap where we talk about all the biggest news that happened at Ondo during the month of September. As your number one Ondo influencer on YouTube, it really excites me because Ondo is building the next infrastructure for an accessible economy for all, and they even say it here. So they say, from the launch of the Ondo Global Markets to WisdomTree joining the Global Markets Alliance and USDY now live on Stellar, Ondo is executing on its vision to build an open economy accessible for all. So let's get right into it. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you enjoy the channel and you're bullish on Ondo, let me know in the comment section below. I really want to hear what you guys have to think or say about it. Do you like Ondo? Do you not like Ondo? What are your thoughts? I really want to hear you out. So I think let's start with the biggest, most important one, and this is news number one, is that the Ondo Global Markets launches with 100 plus tokenized stocks. And I'm going to give you a really good resource. It is with Dune.com. So if you do not know Dune, they provide amazing, great analytics. So we can see here the TVL from Ondo, from the start, which was obviously a zero, to where it is now is at $306 million. And the number is increasing daily, by millions and millions of dollars, right? Like almost daily, it increases a few $1 million, which is actually really impressive. And I think the number is just going to keep increasing. And another thing that you could check is a daily TVL by the symbol, right? So by the different stocks. So they have I think they have more than 100 stocks here. So they have Oracle, they have JP Morgan, they have Uber, Tesla, Google, IBM, Qualcomm, QQQ, Mara. So they have every single thing that you want to read, how much money they have in TVL by symbol. So I think that is amazing. And they also have all the assets here, what the types are and whatnot. So I think that is pretty amazing. So the next one that I want to talk about is the OUSG fund. Is a sole anchor and largest investor in Fidelity's new tokenized fund, the Fidelity Digital Interest Token, FDIT. I think what's important about this is just this right here. So OUSG has since grown into a flagship product with more than 730 million in total value locked, delivering instant 24/7 subscription and redemptions, daily interest accruals, low fees, and it is multi-chain support across Ethereum, Solana, Ripple, and Polygon. And some of the biggest players and most trusted asset managers are included in this portfolio. Like we have Build from BlackRock, we have Fidelity, we have Franklin Templeton, we have WisdomTree, and we have Ultra from Wellington Management and FundBridge Capital. So yeah, every single biggest asset manager in the world is coming to this, and I don't know how people are bullish. I don't know how people are bearish. Like, this is so bullish. I really cannot put into words how much, this is going to help the future of finance. The next one is that Ondo Finance has appointed Peter Curley as the head of global regulatory affairs. So Peter brings decades of experience shaping financial policy at Coinbase, the SEC, the U.S. Department of Treasury, and the Hong Kong Exchange and Clearing Ltd. So if you want to read more about him, you could check what he did here, but he was a senior policy advisor at Coinbase, senior advisor at the Department of Treasury, associate director at the SEC, and the head of strategy and head of IPO supervision at the Hong Kong Exchange and Clearing. So he brings great knowledge to this space. I think they're building one of the biggest, most reputable teams in all of crypto, right? Like they're bringing people from Robinhood, the SEC, Coinbase, every single big player that has been in crypto or traditional finance, they're bringing onto a team. So that is really amazing. The next one is that WisdomTree joins the Global Markets Alliance. So WisdomTree is a global asset manager with 131 billion in assets under management, AUM, pioneering digital innovation in finance through tokenized assets and blockchain-based investment solutions. So they now join a growing coalition of exchanges, wallets, custodians, infrastructure providers, and asset managers aligning on standards for how tokenized stocks and funds come on chain. So every single news, let me know your favorite news so far. I think every single news has been equally as important. I think the biggest one is on the global markets, but we can debate on that. The next one, and I think if you watched the video yesterday on Kalshi, this is probably why Stellar is going to have a really good year and why it'll give the most positive returns, and is Ondo's USDY yieldcoin launches on Stellar. So Stellar expands global network connected finance on-chain with real-world solutions. Now USDY it extends to real-world assets. So I personally don't use Stellar that much. It is what it is. My dad, when we first got into crypto, my dad was really talking about Stellar. So it looks like my dad is more right often than not. But when it comes to investment, he is kind of like where. Anyways, the next one is they write an open letter to the World Federation of Exchanges. And they say this. So this is what's most important. So tokenization is not a loophole, and that's really important. It is a modernization of financial markets. So traditionally, financial system has been not super private, like, right, there's public markets, but it wasn't accessible to everyone. Like here in the United States, it's easier than in most countries. You could debate that, but for the most part, that is true. So now, they're just modernizing. They're making it accessible for everyone. They're making it 24/7. We have the technology to do that, and I think Ondo is going to do that. Well-designed products integrate custody, investor protection, transparency, and security on par with or even surpassing traditional systems. That is true. And regulators in the US, EU, and globally are already establishing frameworks that recognize tokenized assets as legitimate. So if you want to read more about that, I'll leave it in the description down below, as always. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can read the full recap here. It's basically what I just stated with, a little bit more added. But let me know, what was your favorite news? What was your favorite thing? And what surprised you most about Ondo this September? And what do you think is going to happen in October? October is happening real fast, and I think we're going to have a lot of great announcements. So I'll see you next month. Stay tuned. I obviously post the tokenization roundups weekly, but today we did it monthly. So watch all the videos. If you haven't seen them, please always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.